Guys. Oh,
All right, guys, welcome to your Tuesday masterclass. It's going to be a really good one today. It's all about systems and process. And I know we've got a bunch of stone cold killers on this call. A lot of people who've got the muscle, right? Like Chris Hardy, don't look at me, right? A lot of people have the muscle in terms of how they work and their work ethic, right? But what separates good from great is the systems behind that muscle, right? And so we've got to get really good about turning that one deal that we get, that one deal that we work so hard for, and we got to turn it into three more, right? And I have a lot of calls with a lot of agents, and I always ask them, well, what's your post-listing routine look like? What does your post-transaction routine look like? And I typically just get these big old doe eyes like, well, there's some things that I do, but I don't really have a process. And so hopefully today's call is going to elevate you from good to great. You know what I mean? It's time we get the reward off of the backs of every hour that we put into the real estate business. So I'm excited to have that conversation today. But before we do, number one, wanted to shout out Gabby. Just got on the phones, got her first listing appointment today. Gangster, good job.
Let's go, Gabby.
Jaya,
Great job, Gabby.
second day on the phones, just got her first listing appointment, right? She got two listing appointments, her second day on the phones, and took a listing. Congratulations, Amanda Dawn. 5 listings this month now for the month of April. Karina, 6 listings now for the month of April. Guys, we're creating champions every single day. And if you want that to be you, and you're ever unhappy with where your business is at, or I need more business, jump on that Breakfast Club every single morning at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it has changed the lives of so many. And the cool thing is, on the backs of that Breakfast Club, guys, every single Wednesday, we have the Conversion King now with Chris Hardy. Raise your voices if you've been on that Conversion King call on Wednesday. Raise your voices.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. Lots of learning.
I love that. And guys, if you're not at 100% conversion on your listing appointments, if you're at 80% or below, like you've got to jump on that call and make that a part of your every single week. So speaking of systems and processes, right? Like what's putting me in the position in my business in the position to win, right? It's, man, how do I create business every single day? Breakfast Club, right? How do I convert business every single day? That's the Conversion King with Chris Hardy, right? And today's call is going to be solely focused on making sure that you're piggybacking off of that success. So Michelle's got a couple of meetings that we're going to announce, a couple of master classes that will also change your life. I said change your life, so make sure that you guys note it down. Michelle, go ahead.
So just really quick here, because I want to make sure you guys block these next 2 dates out. Make sure you're here. Get any guest agents that you want on here. The value is going to be so massive. I know I was just looking at the attendance here. I know we got a handful of guests as well. This is open to you guys. So block out the next 2 Tuesdays, you guys, for our masterclass. One coming up next week. You guys will see us push this out all over, social. So you guys will you guys will see the details of them. Most of you guys do know Dan Keller, one of the huge resources in our industry that's been on here with us multiple times. We are going to bring you guys something unique to the content and video space, right? Of what's done differently in today's world, right? And it's all about like, how do I create separation? How do I make myself different? And how do I do exponentially more with my consumers, with what I'm putting out there? So we're gonna have something really, really cool for you guys next week on that side of the business. So that's, I don't even know what the dates are, but whatever next Tuesday is, May 6th, we're already in May. And then May 13th. So that's something big you guys are going to want to invite guests to, right? And get all of your people on. May 13th, we've got Greg Harrelson back on with us. The GOAT. And so, Cooley, what would you want to add to that of what we're going to be doing on the 13th?
Yeah, I would say Greg Harrelson is an absolute monster in our industry, right? He creates 100 deal a year agents like they're going out of style, right? And for many of you guys probably thank Greg Harrelson for everything that you do every single day. For those of you guys who don't know Greg Harrelson, this is cannot miss. You know what I mean? The spring,
This is
guys,
a
and
change
the
your
summer,
life, cannot miss.
Yeah. The spring and the summer is where we have to get more dialed in with our training, more dialed in with our systems and our processes, and just level up. And so we're bringing in over the next couple of months, nothing but players for you guys, but you got to show up, cameras on. Blair, for everybody with their camera off on this call, over the next minute and a half. If you could do me a favor and start booting the people off who don't have their cameras on, I would appreciate that. Because guys, we show up a certain way every single week, right? We're not here to take part. We're here to take over, and we do everything to the best of our ability, guys. It's excellence. Showing up with your camera on, paying attention. This is going to change your life. It's deserving of your attention. So with that being said, yes, got a lot of stuff planned for you over the next couple of months. And let's get into it, Michelle.
The biggest thing, so I'll intro us here, Cooley, or start us out, and I want you to do it. So as Cooley mentioned, right, this conversation is so important, you guys. And you have to understand that not only are we working with all of you that are here, I mean, we're having these conversations with agents all day, every day, and for years. It's one of the biggest lacks. And so what we're trying to do, or what we've tried to do, is go, how can we make this as easy as possible? I don't care where you're at in production right now. I don't care if you're someone that sold 7 homes in the last 12 months, or sold 70, or sold 170, right? Here's the reality is, I know the systems and processes are lacking for pretty much all of you, right? There's holes in there somewhere. And so I want to make sure we looked at this and we put our heads together, and it's like, okay, some of these tools already existed. We know you guys aren't using them. So we're like, how do we make it as easy as possible? Plug and play, 1, 2, 3, to get you guys to actually incorporate a system. And I want to emphasize this before we just dive right into the tactical details. I don't know where agents hang up is, right, on this, because it's not, when we say how to create turn 1 deal into 3, right? It's not, Chris, that you go do this one time on your closing this week and boom, you got another deal from it, right? You got 2 more leads, right? And you close another deal. It isn't necessarily that black and white, even though that is what will happen. The whole point is it's consistently following a process that's proven, that's going to give you a result. So if you do this on every single transaction that you have, you are going to create that kind of a return in your business. Does that make sense to everybody?
It's typically, I tried that and it didn't work, right? You guys didn't get like 100 deals the first time that you did something as a part of your process, so that you abandon it, right? Or it's the biggest bullshit answer that I think is given in real estate, which is, I don't have time, right? How many of you guys have given that answer, I'm busy, or I don't have time, here in the past couple of weeks? Raise your hands, be honest, right?
Yeah.
It's the most bullshit thing that anybody has ever said. And if you've ever said that, right, then you can't afford to not do this today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
No
this is what's going to save you time. You could plug a VA into it, or you can do it yourself as a part of a systemized checklist. But we got to stop leveraging those excuses, because like, you'll never hear an agent who does 200 deals a year, 300 deals a year, say shit like, I'm too busy to have a back end system, right? Or I did it once and it didn't work. Like, the higher level understanding is like, nothing's going to change my business overnight, but through incremental change, right, I'm going to get a high rate of return as the year goes on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Michelle?
And here's why agents are able to sell 50, 70, 100, 200 homes a year. It's because they have systems and processes in place. You guys feeling me on that? Like, that is why, right? That is exactly why they're able to do that, because their systems are dialed in. Okay, let me share screens. Give me 1 second.
And so what we've done with this list here, guys, that Michelle's about to share, is we've taken all of the excuses out of the equation. Okay. We've taken hey, I don't know how to do this, right? Well, okay, we're gonna give you the complete direction on how to do it, right? I don't understand how to make this work, right? Where do I find this? How do I do this? How much does this cost? This list, right, that we're going to send out to all of you guys has every excuse taken out of it, right? So the only way that this isn't going to work for you or multiply your business over the next 12 months is if you decide that I'm just not going to implement, right? And if you make the decision, not to get negative, right, but if you make the decision that I'm not going to implement this, then I want you guys to all take a good hard look at where you're at right now, and I want you to be at peace with it. I want you to say, this is me. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with my income, the way my business is going, right? Like, and if that's not you, then make sure that this is something that we actually execute on. Michelle?
And here's what's cool, and one of the reasons why this conversation alone, like this one piece, because I'm going to show you guys what I'm about to give you, and then we're going to focus on one section of it, right? Like, each section is its own class. We're going to focus on probably one of the most important ones that everyone here, this isn't like, oh, well, Ron, you got to go now, go pick up the phone and do all of this, right? This has nothing to do with that. This is what 100% of you need to be incorporated and operating with in your business 100% of the time, and it will grow your business, period, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share screens. Tell me when you guys can see it. And I'm just going to give a little explanation first, and I'll show you what we're going to focus on, okay? Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to share this. I'm going to give this link to all of you. And those of you that think that you're not tech savvy, you don't know what to do with this. Okay. This is a listing this is specifically a listing management process. Okay. That's all customizable. So you'll see we have here from like pre-appointment to the appointment to all the different things we do when the property goes active to when it's an escrow to closing. Now closing, this is universal to whether it's a listing closing or a buyer closing, doesn't matter. Any closed transaction, we're going to be focusing on this section, okay? Because we're going to literally give you the links, the systems, the scripts, the process, the template to all the items, and we're going to highlight each thing to emphasize what needs to happen. But this is just for those that aren't tech savvy. This is just a Google sheet, guys, okay? You'll notice I have on here what easily can be replaced by an assistant, better yet, a virtual assistant, okay? That's costing you $3, $4 an hour, a few $100 a month, okay? That does all of this automatically for you, okay? Just FYI. And all you do when I share this link to you guys, and if you, all you do is you make a copy, and now it's all customizable and editable to you. Because Paul, maybe there's a few extra things you do in your appointment process, right? Or in your closing process or whatever you want to edit. This should be a process that 95% of the work is already done for you. And now you just customize it and get it structured to yourself. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
But when I give you guys this link, that's all you do is you'll be able to open it up and then you just make a copy. And now that's your copy in your Google Sheet. We all have access to that. And now you can edit it how you want. Okay. So what we're going to focus on, we're going to jump, sorry, am I scrolling around? We're going to jump right to the meat and potatoes. So I'm going to give you guys all this full link and I'm going to give you all the pieces. I already have everything up and ready to go. Sorry, I'm trying to monitor also the.
Now, the cool thing is for those of you guys who are at EXP, like you could make a decision whether you want to do some of this manually or have your VA do it, or there's programs within EXP as well that will do some of this stuff for you just automatically, right? So we've broken down the cost of everything as well. So you understand like there's a small investment that you can make in every transaction, right? That's going to equal multiple transactions throughout the year. And so we've broken down the prices and stuff for things that do cost money. And for things that don't, you could do or to save some costs, you could do some of this stuff manually, Michelle.
Yeah. And there's only a couple of items that have like a small cost to them that just become part of your cost of doing business, just like the things that it costs to like list a home that you guys should do. But I'm going to show you guys what it does for you. So if you'll notice in this checklist, the first like 8, 9 items, we don't need to review, right? This is all just like administrative stuff of like completing out files, right? And updating them. This is all basic stuff. You guys agree? This is all the way through line 86 here. So I don't care about, we're not going to cover these because this is all just automatic stuff, right? Basic admin setup, close out a file, done. This is the stuff that makes you money starting at line 87 down. Okay. So I'm going to walk you guys through where you access what. Now, one of the things here, there's 2 different options here. Okay. And even for someone here that's using a different CRM, great. You have to have some kind of marketing set up for your past client drip. So I wanted to pull up something that most of you guys probably just don't. Here's what's crazy about where we're at. There's so much available to you that most just don't know. Well, you guys, who thinks they're in that category? Give me like, shout out your voices. Like everything's available to you. You don't even know what's available. You don't know what to do. There's so much, right?
Yes.
I know that's welcome to all of us. Okay? We're in the biggest umbrella in the world, right? As a real estate platform. And even for other of you guys that might be somewhere else, there's too much available to you guys. So here's a couple of things. One, inside of KV Core, which we all have access to for free, right? There's a smart drip campaign, which is an email and text campaign that goes out to your clients. I have full links training you on that. But better yet, there's a post-close companion. Now, I'm just going to open it up because I have it already up here. Let me pull it up real quick. Anyone on here familiar with this tool, just out of curiosity? Because I know it's going to be very few. Anyone on here know what this is? Anyone? Like you have to shout out your voice. I can't
haven't seen it.
Okay, so I assumed probably none of you guys know. And so again, this is a bolt on. So here's one of the cool things with KV Core, which we all have access to. And here's also what's beautiful about KV Core, whether you use it as your full service backend smart CRM with your database or not. Maybe you're using Follow Up Boss over here. You're using ABC CRM, doesn't matter. There's tons of tools that you guys use as a la carte resources within KV Core as well, and all of it's built in for you guys. So one of them is the post-close companion, okay? And I'm gonna show you real quick where I found that, just so you guys know. So when I'm on my main dashboard, the technical details of this aren't interesting, but just so you guys can write notes to yourself. I'm going down here to the marketplace when I'm logged into my KV Core. I'm going into my marketplace. These are bolt-ons of tons of other platforms that just all link to what I'm doing. And I am going right here to the post-close companion. Okay, that's all I'm doing, just to show you guys. Write that down for yourself so you guys know where to find it. In the post-close companion, okay, this is where, so again, I'm going to show you what this does, because I actually have entire text sequences, email sequences, mailer sequences. You can do all of this yourself manually. You can do it all on a campaign forever to your past clients, to your database. We will literally give you all the tools for it. Who enjoys just do it for me? I want all of it done automatically.
100%.
Take care of it for me. That is what's worth my time. For $79, there's 34 touches that are now going out to my past client. Okay. This includes, so I'm showing you guys the cost right here. Okay. This includes all of my follow-up touches, right? This includes collecting all of my reviews, right? And testimonials from my clients. There's so many things that are embedded. And so you guys can go in and kind of do a deep dive on all of this stuff. But this tracks and does an entire integration of communication and touches with my past clients. And it's $79 one time for a client. I'm showing you guys this because that's much more worth my time and it's all done for me. Or we can literally give you guys the system of collecting the reviews, right? The exact email sequences to be sending out, the exact text sequences to be sending out, all those touches. You can do it on your own. Totally easy to be done, which we should be doing that. Or we can also incorporate systems that are just doing the whole thing for us. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a combination, you guys, of postcards, of texts, of emails, of collecting your reviews. You can see all the details right here. How interesting. Cooley, go ahead and add something if you want before I ask that question.
Yeah, no, I had nothing to add to it. It's just the importance of doing all of these things and to be able to just press a button and have it done is huge. And so I'm the do it for me as well. I don't want to have to even think about these processes. I want to press a button and know that it's done, and so for me, it's a simpler route, but it does cost money and it does require you to make the investment into every transaction that you do. Michelle?
Yeah. And so going back to, I've got all my stuff open here, going back to, so we're starting here on line 87. That covers so many pieces, you guys, of ways that we're staying in touch with our clients, right? That we're getting those reviews. That helps us create additional business as well, right? And getting more referrals from them, right? And keeping in touch with our past client database. I know the lack there for everyone out there. So that's a big one here on line 87. We will give those of you that aren't part of our group and don't know what we do. If you want the manual process where we just put it all together for you in a package, that's something we coach and train on as well that we can give you. This is a fantastic tool though, you guys. So everyone should be going and checking this out after today and going, what does it do? What does it look like? Set it up, go test it literally on your last closing, right? Go put it all together so it can be activated for you. All right, next line item. Initiate a just sold circle prospecting campaign. So this is probably one of my favorites, something that we've coached on and trained on Cooley for years. I'm always like, you're already doing all this work, whether it's a listing, whether it's a sale, right? You've done the open houses, you've done the transaction, there's the sign in the yard, all this stuff. Why is this so important, Cooley? And why do so many struggle with this process?
Because number one, like we know if we do a transaction, whether we're on the buy side or the sell side, we know there are a couple of more houses popping up in the next 6 months, right? Now you've got to ask yourself, well, how many times do I take a listing active and I get a listing in the same neighborhood within the next 6 months, right? And if the answer to that for you guys is not a lot, it's probably because you're not doing the back end run that you need to do in order to capitalize on the success that you had, right? Are you doing a circle prospecting campaign? Are you getting the message out that you were the successful agent who got something done in that neighborhood or not. Michelle, you want to say something?
I'm gonna show you guys the art to this. And this goes back to what I was talking about, the consistency of doing this on top of every single deal you do automatically as part of your process. Because this is where an agent will go, okay, well, I don't have time to call the 100 neighbors, right? I don't have time to door knock 100 neighbors.
I don't have time. I don't know what to say,
I'm
right?
gonna
Are
show
typically the
you
two. Yeah.
how this is a 5-minute process. Okay. I'm gonna show you how this is a 5-minute process that literally your VA, your assistant can do it for you. Okay. And again, it's the beauty of you do this every single time. You will do another transaction off of every single deal. Okay. It's just work. It's just a process, but it takes 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you how to simplify this. So I already have it up.
5 minutes to reach out to 100 people. Worth it? Yes or no?
Yes.
All the
Yes.
more
Minutes to get
Yes.
reached
Oh,
out
yeah.
to
why
100
everyone,
people.
it's just not that you guys have to have a process in front of you where it's like complete. I just sold the property. Like that's all it is, you guys. You don't have a process in front of you. So you do it once in a while.
Checklist.
So I'm going to go ahead and open up the circle prospecting to give you some view here. So you guys are going to get all of this. Okay. The cool thing is, so we're talking about when it sells, but here's the reality. Like this should be used every single time we list a house, we have an open house, we sell a property. You can even get more creative when there's price reductions, when their status changes, maybe something comes off of the market, comes back on the market, right? Deal falls through, all that kind of stuff. You should be leveraging these every time. So they're activity triggers. Does that make sense? Circle prospecting isn't, Wells, do I do circle prospecting every month forever after I sell the house? No, these are activity triggers. So as you're doing a deal, you're now following this process. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down to a couple of things. Those of you guys with us know that depending on where you're at in the marketplace, like we already provide all this data for you. So it's just taking the list. Here's how cool this is. It's two things. Agents don't do it on a consistent level. They also don't know what to say. Okay. We embed in here a prospecting script. I'll show you guys the art to this really quick. This is if I was like live talking to them. Okay. All this is changing this from we just listed to we just sold. We're holding an open house. You guys can see the difference here. So it's all the same script, but here's how you take this into a 5-minute process. Okay. That any of you can do every time you close a transaction. Okay. So
And for those of you guys who are prospectors out there, imagine what it would be like if instead of making those outbound phone calls, that you're going to do it anyway, but imagine if your phone started ringing from people who are like, hey, I'm interested in taking an offer, Paul. Hey, John, I saw you sold that property. I'm interested in taking an offer. How great would that be? Is that worth it, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Ideal, right, Michelle?
So the art to this, so we're literally just giving you guys, I mean, you're talking about, it takes 30 seconds to record this voicemail. It takes me 2 minutes to do this process because I do it all the time, but I'm just going to exaggerate it and say it's going to take you guys 5 minutes. This is a 5-minute process. Okay. 30 seconds, Wells, for you to record the voicemail that then your VA can do the rest of the process for you. Okay. It's a 5-minute process. We're giving you guys exactly what to say. There's literally embedded in here exactly what to do and how to set up your slide broadcast, which takes
Anybody sold a property with multiple offers recently? Anybody?
So this is the
Okay.
art. This is what I want to get to. So I want you guys to look at this. It was very, very simple. Here's the art to this. Cooley, go.
Yeah. Now imagine if they all got a voicemail saying, hey, this is John Patterson with eXp Realty. I just sold that property over there on Lake Street. We had 5 offers, which means we have 4 other people who are looking to move into this neighborhood. I wanted to find out if you'd be willing to take an offer or if you know anybody in the neighborhood who is looking to sell. Give me a call back. My phone number is da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Again, that's da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Like imagine if everybody in the neighborhood got that voicemail every time that you sold a home with multiple offers, right? Don't you want to share that? Don't you want to let them know that, hey, out of the 4 people who made offers on my property, only 1 got it, which means 3 other people are still looking to move into this neighborhood, right? And I have access to that. I could generate that for you. Yes, guys, this is the dummy dum process that is a marketing machine that doesn't cost very much money. It's like $7 to run this to
$7 to
100
drop
people.
to like 100 people. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
takes
worth
you
it,
5
right?
minutes.
Yeah. And so then you'll get phone calls with, hey, John, this is Michael Johnson on Lake Street. You called my house and said that there were people interested in moving into the neighborhood. What do you got? Right? Well, I'm glad you asked, sir. Right? Let me show you what I got. And then all of a sudden you have another listing appointment and you have another listing.
Who's had some like ahas go off just with that?
Yeah.
For sure.
And you guys see the difference of like how creative you can get, like the more interesting this conversation gets when you sold the house. Again, no matter what side of the deal you're on, it doesn't matter. Like, you know what the scenarios were. There was lots of interest. So when you can be specific like that, that's like a game-changing, simple voicemail or call or door knock. But here's how you streamline it, guys. You have no excuses because it takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So why most people quit doing this? Why, if you guys had to guess, right? Some people give me some info here. Why do you think that not every agent does this? Because for some of you guys, I've given you this information before. Why do people not do this?
They don't
'Cause-
get immediate satisfaction, so they give up.
Yeah. They try it once, right? And nothing happens. And then they say stupid shit like, oh, I tried that and it doesn't work, right? Understand that all of this, guys, is a process that's going to help you win out over the next 12 months, right? Now, if this is a part of your process, how many times do you need to win with this for this to make for it to make it a game changer in your business, right? How many times throughout the year, right? Well, one is okay. One like pays for it 1,000x, yeah, but we don't think in terms of that scale, right? But I mean, think about this. If you did 20 transactions and it worked 5 times, 10 times, right? Is that worth it? This has the possibility of doing that for you. For those of you guys who do 20 deals a year, 25 deals a year, something like this, guys, could match your business. Like, that's how big this is, but you got to give these things time to play out. You've got to make it a part of your process that just runs no matter what, and stop leaving it up to your own brain to make executive decisions when you haven't seen something play out, if that makes sense.
2 things, you guys. Like, we've built most of you guys your custom buyer and seller marketing packages. Here's what we do different to sell homes. These are all things that we are setting ourselves apart with because you are an active agent that's actively going out there and marketing their property. Okay. I hope your seller is embedded in all of this. They need to see the work that you are doing that other people are not, because they are not doing this. Okay. They are not following this process. Other agents, you guys are seeing it across just the pool of people that are here in this room that are being coached to do this. Okay. Which is wild. Agents do not do this. Okay. So this is part of your differentiating factor of what you're doing to market their property. That's also going to bring you another deal. I have new agents that are like, well, I just did this on my first deal and I just got another listing 2 days later and now it's already in contract. Okay. And then someone else does it once. It's just having a documented system in front of you. I think that's where the biggest thing is. And then, like, what do I say? We're trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys, where it spells everything out in front of you. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys are as excited as we are about that. But that's, again, part of your process.
For some of you guys, just this is going to double your business, right? So do it consistently, and just Forrest Gump, right? Run with it.
Yeah. So I'm really big, you guys. So we've got several more things we're running through here. I'm really big on, I call this concept like casting the net, right? Like casting the net out there. And I think it even says it like on this document up at the top where I talk about casting the net. It isn't like, oh, well, when I sell a house, I send out a postcard. That's not enough, right? Or, oh, I door knock a few houses, right? That's not enough. There should be layers to this because you're going to reach people by email that you won't reach, that you'll reach by a text message, that you'll reach by a mailer, that you'll reach by door knocking. You guys get where I'm going with this, right? Like, you have to cast the net wide enough, and we're giving you guys an automated system that you can just run through all the way. So the next line item I have on here is a just sold postcard. We all know how to do that. We've already done those. I want to give you guys a little bit of a twist to this and see what you guys take from it. I have the template all for you. So let me pull it up real quick. And I don't know if
I want
anyone,
you guys to think about the type of postcards that you're sending out, what it looks like, and what it tells the person that is receiving the message, right? Because a lot of us will just blindly send some shit out with a picture of a property that just says sold, right? Or like a lot about John Patterson that nobody cares about, right? And so the idea is that we grab some attention, you know what I mean? And we get them the right message. John, everybody cares about you. You know, I'm just being hyperbolic. Go ahead, Michelle.
so here's my example template that I'll give to all of you guys. And obviously you can make the sexier, cool call to action on the back. Here's the point. Can you guys all see it? I just dragged it in front of my screen. You
Yeah,
guys
we
see
could see it.
You guys can see the
Yeah, we
postcard?
see it.
So this isn't your standard, typical, just listed, just sold postcard you guys get, right?
Nope.
No.
This is result. This is so here's what I want you guys to write down. This is a case study. Okay. This is, if I received this, because how many of us throw away all the mail that we get every day anyways, right? We're still trees out there. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm in real estate, right? This is interesting to me because I can see now when it was listed, how fast it closed, how much activity it got, right? How much it sold for. And again, these stats don't have this is just an example. So this is all like make believe, right? Do you guys see the difference of the impact of going, here's how I got results? Like, here's how this person's house was sold. This is the activity. This is the stuff you guys don't see. And here's what's cool about this is then when you have that call to action, right? One, you're doing something different that they're not getting from people that's actually interesting about how a property is getting sold, right? Number two, Gabby, this now becomes a case study that I've got a bunch of these, right? I've got a collection of these from all the houses I've sold when I'm going on that listing appointment, right? And these are my live testimonials. So, Gabby, this house on 123 Street, while it's not obviously exactly like yours, it's very similar. And this is my proven process and strategy that my team does to sell homes. And here's how we can get you similar results is by running this process, right? Because you're demonstrating it over and over and over again. And this literally just spells it out for you.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this? Questions on this? Anything?
I know a lot of you guys are going to be like really sad that you don't put a big picture of your face on there, right? But it's not your face that sells real estate, right?
Oh,
One
the
of
back
reasons
has my
why-
face on it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah. On the back, it's
Not
just
kidding.
Michelle's face. But you guys know what I mean. It's like you got to give the people what they want and make sure that you're grabbing their attention, if that makes sense. So this is probably one of the most attention grabbing things that you could possibly do. And it's going to get people to like flip it over and actually call you, right? Man, this guy generated 6 offers. Like we need to call this person if we're thinking about selling the home.
Yeah. So like the back, I have a template to it, but it's just less. This is the most interesting part that does have my face, my information, QR code, right? Of the call to action to contact me for how we get results like this, right? But do you guys see, are you guys seeing like the power of not only putting this out there, if you're going to do a mailer, like how, again, we're talking about that video class we're going to do next week. How are you going to be different in today's world than everyone else? Same with this, right? How are you going to be different? And then also how you can leverage this on future appointments. Is this interesting to any of you guys? Anyone?
Yeah, I think this is great, especially how we talk about consistency is what sets you apart. And so if you're doing this for every listing, whatever just sold, people start seeing more and more of them. They start figuring out who you are.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
you guys see
very
that this is why I talk about casting the net. It's like, what are all the things we do every single time? This is how you get exponential results, right? This is how we don't just like add a deal or two. Like this is how you do 1 to 2 more deals every time.
It's
you
how we
do
take over a neighborhood. You know what I mean? It's how we take over a neighborhood and just like a dog pees on his neighborhood, right? On his territory. It's like we got to do the same thing, especially for my prospecting people out there who work hard to get that listing in that living room, right? So we got to go out there and say, okay, this place is mine now. And that requires campaigns and not just the, you know, the postcard with your face on it, or not just one-time circle prospecting. It's like, we really got to work this out. If I had a face like that, Michelle, I'd sell so much real estate.
This
It would
isn't
be
very,
ridiculous.
this isn't very fancy. This is like very generic, but the front does enough. But just to give you, because I see people like poking in the chat, like very simple. They have to have I would probably just have a big QR code on the middle, right? Contact me to get the results, right? But you can do whatever you want. The front is what's going to be different though, that I'm trying to emphasize. But then the back, that gives you an idea of how you do it.
Yeah, Michelle, I really like the idea where you're not only selling your abilities, but you're also selling what the neighborhood is doing as well. So not only are you saying I'm a great realtor, but you're also saying your neighborhood is hot right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is helpful to you guys. That's on, let's clear this out. So that's line item 89 here, right? You guys see we're casting the net. Okay. Let's go down another one.
Nobody's doing this right now. Now we're moving on to the core property boost, and this drives me crazy. You know, some of you guys are going out there playing Pac-Man with listings, right? This core property boost that Michelle's about to show you, guys, it produces results, right? And everybody that I know that uses this religiously, they make a high rate of return on this. Now, why people stop? Again, I tried it once. The leads were shit because I didn't have a great way to go out there and contact these people. But I'm telling you, throughout the course of the year, guys, we got to make sure that we're getting everything that we can from this one win. Michelle, can you walk them through what a core property boost is?
Yeah. So guys, I know some of you guys use this. Hopefully, again, this is core property boost should be done every time you list a property, 100% of the time. Okay. And it should also be done when you close. Here's one of the cool things about Core Property Boost is you can do it when you go active, you can do it when you go pending, you can do it when you sell, you can do it when you have an open house, you can do it when you have a price reduction. But I would most importantly do it every time I list. So yes, it is up there. The whole active listing process, you guys, which is actually a way bigger one, you can imagine that's going to be a whole different training. Okay. But when we close on a property, so let me go ahead and pull, I already have it up here somewhere. Okay, well, it's in one of these. So let me open it up really quick. Core Property Boost, you guys, and just I'm gonna explain what this is because half of you guys will have no idea what I'm talking about. Half of you guys know what it is, but you're still not using it. Okay, so let's go into Lead Engine. So I'm just in our KV.
While you're doing that, Michelle, to answer your guys' question, because we didn't cover it before, that postcard, the Circle Prospecting Campaign, that's done whether you're on the buyer side or the seller side, right? And so even if you're the buyer's agent, you still did the most valuable thing that most expired listings request, which is bring me a buyer. So this isn't something just for listings. This is stuff that you do on the backs of your buyers too. And so sometimes you need to do your due diligence, Shelley, to request the information, right? So whoever the listing agent was, hey, how many offers did you end up getting on this property, right? That's it, right? And now you've got the same information, only you're the buyer's agent, same thing.
Thank you, Cooley. Yeah, it should be, if you're the buyer's agent, you should be doing 100% of these steps as well. Just like the Core Property Boost, right? Regardless, of course, if you have the listing, you should be doing it when you list the house. But when you sell the house as a buyer, as well as the listing agent, you should be doing a Core Property Boost. So I'll just explain what this is for those that don't know. So this is how we push the property out there into the algorithms online that you don't have to go figure it out because it's all just done for you. You just, Ron Wood, I'm looking at you at the top of my screen.
Yep.
You just have to know how to click a button, okay? It's now going to take your property. It's already built the ad. It's going to push it out to the social media algorithms of who would be interested in seeing that, okay? And again, you guys, these tools all of them serve two purposes, okay? It demonstrates to your sellers what you do different to get homes sold, and these all generate business back to you. Every one of them, okay? The Circle Prospecting Campaign, the post-close campaign, the postcard, right? You're demonstrating to your sellers what you're doing. You're also generating leads. Core Property Boost, it notifies your seller, one, that you ran a boost, right? It shows exactly how many impressions it got, how much activity it got, how many leads it got back, and it's generating you leads back. This should be done 100% of the time that we sell a house because it's all here. You just have to follow the process and click the button, okay? But you don't have to do any, you don't have to know what a boost is. You don't have to know how to create an ad. None of that matters. You just have to know how to click a button. It's all done for you, okay? This should be done every single time. Again, these are part of, again, going back to when agents join us new, I always say, these are EXP tools. These are our tools. We build you your custom buyer package, your custom seller packages. We literally go through what makes us different and what we do different to sell homes. And we're highlighting all of these different tools, right? We're coaching you guys to communicate on a regular basis with your sellers every week. Here's the things that I'm doing to sell your property. These are all the different things, you guys, that other people aren't doing. So you have to get, again, twofold. Demonstrating and communicating to your sellers what you're doing to actively market and sell their property, creating more opportunities and leads for yourself. Okay. But Core Property Boost is pretty straightforward because it's literally just a tool that you log into and click on. Okay. Really, really easy to do. Any questions?
Nope.
No? Okay. Should be part of your, the only reason, here's just my opinion, the only reason you don't do it, it's not part of your system and process and your checklist. That literally, I just do this every time I list a house or sell a house. Okay. Line item 91. Cool. I'm going to let you touch on this one because I know we've got awesome testimonials. I also know how many people don't do this because this one just physically takes work.
Yeah. And so what I recommend doing, guys, is knocking the entire neighborhood, right? Realistically, I know most of you guys won't do that, right? But as a part of like a standard routine, we're operating. Michelle tried to do 666, by the way. I don't know why she would do that.
I said 555. You made it 7.
But it's 7 doors to the left, 7 doors to the right, and 7 doors across the street, right? And that's something that we can all do. We can all knock out. And this is like, as soon as it closes, you know that you're going back to that property for something, right? And so this is the time where we take that checklist with us and we just knock it out. You know what I mean? It's meet the neighborhood, talk to the people about the success. I know that all of you guys have had a story where you're like, you know, doing something at the house after the closing and some neighbor walks up and goes, hey, are you the agent that just sold the property? Right? Has it happened to you guys? Yeah, it happens all the time, right? But we've got to make sure that we know that there's 100 out of one person who does that, there are 100 people who just decide to stay inside, right? So I don't think I need to sell you on the benefits of door knocking. You don't have to knock the neighborhood. 7 to the left, 7 to the right, and 7 across the street on every single listing, designed to put you in the right position over the course of the year with your transactions. Michelle?
And I pulled up this script, you guys, because again, so the prospecting script is what you would be saying like live on the voicemail is the voicemail, right? And again, insert the details of the property to make it more powerful. Again, whether it's that you just listed it, you have an open house, or just sold, insert those details. That's what makes it exponentially more powerful. Okay. But here's the conversations. This is what you would be doing, saying live over the phone or this is your door knocking script. Okay. And Cooley, before I talk about this part of it, I know we've got several agents in our group that we coach to do this. I always remember Todd McIntosh just because I love him dearly. Great friend. He's a Washington agent down in, I think, Olympia, but he used to work with us at our old company back in the day. And we could not get him to make calls. And Cooley, you got him door knocking around all of his deals. And I remember, I want to say it was like 7 listings in like 30 days or 7 listings in like 4.
No. And here's kind of to the point, right? Is guess how many listings this guy got in 30 days by doing this? Anybody want to take it? Just a wild guess. Anybody?
4.
14.
Okay.
7.
The answer is 0. The answer is 0. And he tried to quit and he tried to give up because, again, the most used agent excuse is I tried this and it doesn't work. And I'm like, Todd, you're going to do it for another 30 days, right? 2 weeks later, he had 8 listings signed, 8 signed listings from his door knocking. And guess what else? They were all under contract with 4 of the buyers. He double-ended from his door knocking that he did, right? So that's a total of 12 transactions from 30 days of doing this, right? But again, why do most people not do it? Because they get to that 2-week mark and they're like, oh, fuck, like nobody's answering their door, right? I'm not engaging with anybody. This is a waste of time. This isn't worth it, you know? And so this is why it's got to be a part of your automatic process to not rely on your feelings to make an executive decision. You know what I mean? And so this is why it becomes systematized and processed to make sure that you do it no matter what. Michelle?
I hope that just like resonated for some of you guys. Just FYI, because I just posted in the chat that postcard, by the way, guys, because I forgot to say this. This postcard, this is all just Michael can make this for you for free. You guys already know that those resources are vigilant. This can be a flyer. This can be in a flyer form. This can be a postcard. Obviously, I think is better for obviously mailing out, but this can be a flyer that you just print out at your house that Michael makes for you in 5 minutes. That is a 1-page thing that now you can drop off when you're door knocking and or all of that stuff. I just wanted to emphasize that because I see you guys chatting about it. You can do this format in any way that you want, right? And you guys have the people that literally just make it for you. He's already got this design that he made for me, right? So you can make whatever you want. Back to this really quick, just to add to that, like testimony that Cooley shared. We also always work with you guys. You have to think about you're out there in the business, right? You're doing your deals. You're doing all these layers of activities. This is also how you build your database, right? If you're already talking to someone, Ron, whether it's because they called you through a circle prospecting voice drop, because you door knocked, because they came through as a lead inquiry, I don't care in what way they came in. They're in your target audience of people that live in Pierce County. I'm making that up because I don't know what county you live in. I think you live in actually Wayne, New Jersey, but they live in that's a city, but whatever county that is, right? That's my target audience. I'm spending time talking to this person, whether it's for 30 seconds or 30 minutes. You guys need to embed this into your brains. This is just like, I can just rattle this off. Every person that I'm talking to, no matter what the result is, whether they're a lead, whether they're not, Gabby, this is someone that lives in Pierce and Thurston County. I want to market to them forever. So I'm spending the extra 10 seconds to go, hey, Gabby, our neighbors are having me keep them up to date of what's happening in the neighborhood. As we know, the slightest change in the economy can dramatically affect the prices of our homes. Would you like me to also keep you up to date? Fantastic. What's the best email address for you? Now I have someone up. They're not going to say no, right? Think about, you guys are making prospecting calls all day long to your database, to circle prospecting, to leads, to whatever you're doing deals from. If you're not asking this at the end of every conversation, you are doing a massive disservice to your business long-term. Build your database. It's an extra 30 seconds that you guys should do 100% of the time. Now they go into your system that you can continue to market to automatically for free. Is this making sense for some of you guys?
Yeah.
I know this is a lot, but this, like, we coach and train on this constantly. And just, if you need to follow this in a process, You're already doing the work. Like you're literally already doing the work. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
Wells, tell Chris Alvarez he should be on this call and not fist bumping during this time. Like that dude needs this more than anybody. He's just walking around like being
But
nonsensical.
does this make sense to you guys when I like emphasize this part?
Yeah.
Like you're already doing the work. Make it be something that lasts forever now by collecting their email address, putting them into your database that your admin can do for your VA. Okay. That costs $300-400 a month. Can do all of this for you. Simple stuff, you guys, that people don't do. This is the difference. And let me just say this. This is the difference between a top producer and agents that just kind of sell 20 homes a year forever. 15 homes.
Some of you guys will be that way if you don't. Like there are people walking around in the back of the office not paying attention to this, and they know they don't have these kind of processes and they won't implement it. So therefore they'll stay at the same production mode virtually their entire careers. And this is the one thing that we want to break out for those of you guys who are in that situation where you say like, man, I've been stuck at like 20, 30, 40, 50 transactions a year for this amount of time. And if you don't have this, like this should be like your ninja focus on I'm going to implement this, right? I'm actually going to implement this to its furthest degree so I can unlock the next level of real estate for me and for my family. Michelle?
This is the difference, you guys. It always confused me why an agent will just sell 15 homes a year for like 20 years straight, 20 homes a year. They're a good agent. And I know I'm profiling a bunch of you guys on this call. It does not make sense to me why you're not continuing to do more and more and more every year but I'll tell you why. It's these things. Your database will always grow. You will do more business with your past clients and they will refer you people if you do this. It does not, and I already know the percentage, okay? Because again, this is all we do is talk to agents all day. It'll be like this, roughly the same production for years, and you're a fantastic agent. You're great at what you do. I just kind of do the same amount of deals. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. It doesn't make any sense. This will grow your business exponentially year over year over year. It'll always keep growing. That's what it should be doing. Like that makes sense. The other way around doesn't make sense. Okay. I just noticed the time, so I'm going to hurry up on these last two because I want to open up a whole script. I'm going to give you guys all of this. Okay. So the review request, very important, you guys. This needs to be a process in your business. Again, the simple template that you guys can do manually. There's also a million third parties out there. That's also built into that first thing I pulled up for you guys. That's all built in right here with the your client, the post-close companion. This does it doesn't even just do it once. Like, hey, I asked for a review. There's an entire like sequence to it to ensure that you get your review for all of your major platforms. Okay. Please go check this out, especially for all of you guys that are with us that have all these tools at your fingertips. Okay. Go check this out.
If you need evidence too, guys, that you need to do this, Google yourself real quick, right? Think about how many transactions you've done and look how many reviews you have, right? Knowing that that's the first thing that people see, like when they Google you, right? It's like, oh, this person has 2 reviews, right? Hey, but I've done 130 transactions, right? Yeah, but you got 2 reviews. You know what I mean? And so we can't skip this over because this is our online platform, right? It matters.
These are things where you do them consistently for a year, right? This is where you're not going to see the automatic difference like next month of like, oh my gosh, there's 3 more deals. Your business will double though the following year if you do all of this for the next 12 months. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yep.
People don't like the process of delayed gratification, but you do this consistently for a year, Paul, you can do double the business the next year. Okay. Because it's going to compound that effect. So this last one here, and Wendy, for everyone asking, like 2 more minutes, I'm going to give you guys all of this. Okay. You're going to get all the links, all the handouts, everything, because they're all actually embedded in here. So how do I get referrals from my clients? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and already have it open. So it's all linked here, you guys, like the Google Docs with all these documents. You guys are going to get this whole thing in a minute. There's a whole process for you, exactly what to say, exactly how to say it, a whole system to run with to be able to ask for referrals, right? How many of you guys would say this is something you're not great at, is asking for referrals from your clients?
Everybody here besides Amber McDonald, if she's on this call.
Maybe a better way of
Yeah.
doing it. I asked, but this sounds like a better way to do it.
But especially if the people love you, you should be asking for it, you know?
Yes.
And it's not difficult.
So a couple of things here. Okay. I'm going to give you guys this because we're almost out of time, but this is really, really important. One, I just put this as like an obvious up top, like Ask for referrals. You could do that at any time in the process. Ask for referrals. Who else do you know that's looking to buy or sell? I do it all day long. Who else do you know that wants help selling more business and real estate, right? Like, what business are you in? Your job is you help buyers and sellers. Like, who else can I help, right? Don't make it weird. Like, you should just be asking for it all the time. Okay. But this is where there's an art to this, you guys, is because you'll maybe even ask them, but then you're not guiding them the right way. Like, how do I guide them to team me up referral? So here's kind of where I added a section on how to coach your clients to give me referrals. Again, same thing that you guys see me do with you, with how we build our entire business off of referrals from you guys, right? And what do I tell you to do, Paul? What do I tell you to do, Susan? What do I tell you to do, Diego? Put them in a group text with me, do the warm introduction. I will take it from there and I'm going to take care of them. Same conversation I've probably had with most all of you guys, right? It's the same guidance that I am coaching my clients through. Does that make sense? And here's a really, really simple scripting. And again, because you have to bypass the, well, my sister is thinking of moving, but she's not going to do anything until next year. So I'm not going to give that referral to Susan, because that wouldn't make sense. Like, Susan doesn't need to call her right now, right? They don't know that you can help them with relocating. I can help them with relocating in Virginia. And I'm going to get a referral fee on that. Like, let me facilitate that for you. I need to communicate that to my clients up front, or they have no idea. They're just going to go, I don't know anyone trying to move right now. You have to coach them through this process. Does this making sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. And then here's a big, big thing. This is something Amber and Ryan McDonald are gangsters at, which is why they sell 100 homes all from referrals, is because they have a whole system to rewarding good behavior. Okay. Acknowledge, reward, make it personal, send a video, give them a gift card, give them a shout out online, acknowledge them, acknowledge. You need to reward good behavior. This will promote more referrals from those same people. But
And Amber McDonald did a masterclass. So if you go on their co-founders Facebook page and Google and search Amber McDonald, she does a whole breakdown on just this process.
Yeah.
And she is an absolute animal.
So this, I know we're running out of time because I want to now give you guys all the tangibles in a moment. But do you guys see how this is a system? It isn't just like, oh, well, yeah, duh, ask for referrals, right? I think we all see this and it's like, okay, yeah, I kind of do it. Most of us don't do it. I should do it. There is a system to this, which is going to give you a high success rate, a high return. These are all systems. These are all a process. And it's just a simple skill of learning what to say. Every one of these things that we're showing you guys. Is this helpful?
So the cool thing is with this entire list, guys, we've broken down the entire system that we can add to later on, right? But this is a basic foundation for all of you guys to implement now, either on your own or with a VA. And if you need help getting those up and running, this is where you pull it like your coaches like me and Michelle. Hey, I need to start implementing this. I'm a little bit foggy, but make sure that this isn't something that you're skipping over, right? We can always work on what doesn't work as long as the one thing that doesn't work isn't you, right? So I want to make sure that we implement this to its fullest degree, but you've got the links to everything, how to find everything, right? Michelle and I are going to put some videos together that you can leverage to train your VAs on just how to walk through it and how to do all these systems and all that good stuff. So we're going to build you out an entire training platform for this, but all of your excuses are eliminated. Where do I find it? How do I do it? It's all right there. How much does it cost? It's all right there. It's all there for you with no excuses. All right? Zero. And unless anybody really quickly can think of one, I'd love to hear it.
Let's hear, yeah.
6 more seconds.
I don't believe you guys. None of this works. I don't believe you guys.
I don't have time. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. And so like I said, I mean, it's all broken down for you. It's dummy dumb proof, right? The only way that you won't leverage this is if you decide I'm happy where I'm at in my business and nothing needs to change. We got any of those guys on here?
Cooley, may I?
Chris?
I got to say something. So, a few months ago, we were talking about lead pillars and we were talking about how you got to play roulette, real estate roulette. Guys, this is roulette. What's beautiful about roulette, it sucks when you just put one thing on the board, right? But when you cover the board and you got a good spread, something's going to come back, way too often, right? And so there's something about, hey, maybe this thing works this time. Maybe it's this other thing that gets somebody's attention. You can't cover the board and not get something back on a regular basis. And so I think that this is just another form of that, real estate roulette when it comes to, post closing and getting in front of as many people in as many different ways as possible. And if you're covering that board, you're going to be in a good position. But if you're never throwing any money on the board, you're never going to win.
I love
Yeah.
that, Chris. And this is a saying I always took from John's side, right? Like, we don't get lucky. You have to put yourself in a position to get lucky. And that's from doing the work, following the
That's
process.
actually, you quoted Chris Hardy. and
I taught him
attributed
that.
to
I taught
Tsai.
John Tsai. Yeah. Actually, John Tsai is my
All
son.
Yeah.
So,
No, but
guys-
hopefully, guys, we're going to be going over on our next master classes, like the pre-listing routine, the active listing routine. We want to make sure by the next couple of months that all of you guys have a standard process that's going to elevate you amongst all the other agent in your marketplace, right? It's all about a small degree of separation in every single avenue is going to help you excel and get to the next level. So I'm really excited because I know that we're lacking this, a lot of us on this call. And so I want everybody to do their best to implement this. And if you have any questions or you can't get it off the ground or whatever, I want you to contact me. Let's build it in and let's make it happen, guys, because this is important, especially in the market that we're in. It's on fire out there right now. So how can we be in as many places at the same time, right? This will do it for you.
So let's
Anybody
open
else
up.
have anything else?
Yeah, let's
Michelle?
open up for questions. Just so you guys know, literally this is just a Google shared link. So I dropped it in here. You're going to want to open it and basically save a copy of it. And now it's yours and do whatever you want with it. Okay. But let's open it up for a few minutes of questions here from anyone.
I got a quick question, Michelle.
Yes.
So I'm going to start doing like everything on this because it's just so good. I guess I'm wondering, like, whenever it comes to the conversion, like whenever you were doing this, what would you say was maybe like the ratio? Like if you were to do like close 24 houses in a year, right? And you're doing this perfectly, like would you say for the 24 that you closed,
I
you
would
know if you follow
expect
this
you
process,
to,
like
I
you're
would
getting,
expect you to do another 24 transactions. If you're
Wow,
following
just
the
for
process
this.
consistently and you
Correct.
fast forward another year from now. Yes.
wow, it's
A
powerful.
complete failure with this, Mauricio, you do an extra 10 to 12 deals a year.
Damn.
Yeah. You do an extra
That's
few
awesome.
deals. It means
That's
you
worth it.
kind of did a few of those things a few times.
Yeah. Okay.
But you
Very
guys, this
good.
is the same concept. And I always say this, when you work your database effectively, and this isn't even database training, this is just a post-closing process, right? But there's a couple there. Do you guys get any sense? If you work your database effectively, your past clients, okay, your centers of influence, you work it effectively, okay? For a lot of you, we can help you double your business. And it doesn't mean that it's going to all turn around, Mauricio, tomorrow and next month. But 12 to 18 months from now, you work that Paula, we're working on this right now. Miguel, we're working on this right now. You put this in place and you do it for the next 12 to 18 months. I expect that your business will double. That's because I know what you're already doing, which means you're doing little to nothing, right? And I know what we're looking at with your database and I know how much it can grow. I know what you're missing because of what I know the return is if you're actually running it, right?
Yeah. And hey,
So
Michelle.
anyone, when you guys see all those different pieces and you go, okay, if I actually did that, would I not get in front of more people, right?
Have to.
Would I not
Yeah.
get another couple of leads and do it? How many of you guys are looking at that going like, how could I not do that and not get more leads and not get another
Yeah,
client?
there's no way you cannot.
Do it.
If you did that, you would
It's-
not fail.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
So it's also too, guys, with the kind of training that we do, we put you in a position where you will convert at a high level, right?
Yeah.
And so if you want better results with all of this stuff,
Blind
get a
faith.
better skill set, right? Because for some of you guys, I could send you an interested person who's willing to take an offer right now, but doesn't want to list. I could send that directly to your phone right now. And if you're not skilled enough, you would fuck it up. Right. And so am I working on my skill set every day? So that way, all of this stuff that I'm doing, I'm getting the maximum return on. So somebody like Mauricio, who you work on your skill set every day, your listing presentation is dialed in, right? You've got a great skill set on the phone because you're on the Breakfast Club every single morning. You're going to convert these opportunities at a high level because you know how to turn an opportunity into a transaction. You know what I mean? And that's what most of us need to do on here. So if you run these systems and you dial into something like the Breakfast Club and you piggyback it with something like Conversion King with Chris Hardy, how many people we have on here today? How many of you guys have been on Conversion King out of the 60 people on this call? Who has been
Yeah.
Every week.
Fire.
Amazing.
So Michelle, if you could put the link to Conversion King, it's tomorrow at
Yes.
11 a.m. Guys, I want you to show up to this camera on, and I want you to watch these gangsters give their listing presentation, all right, and handle these objections in a way that will blow your mind, right? If you want your conversion to go up, Chris Hardy does this every single week at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it will knock your socks off when you see somebody like that guy Mauricio, who is just asking a question, overcome the same objection 4 different times, right? Can you do that, right? And if you can't, right, stop saying that you're too busy. Stop saying that you don't have time. I've got to go to an inspection, right? Because that inspection ain't paying the bills, right? It's not progressing you in real estate. So you've got to make the time, guys, to develop the skill set so that all of this stuff pays off to the nth degree. You know what I mean? And so how many of you guys are going to show up to that Conversion King tomorrow at 11 a.m. and watch that masterclass?
I have to be there. I guess I have to be there,
Yeah.
maybe.
Last week, Chris gave like this power close that I know was super valuable to all of you guys. And so I know Chris has something on his.
I'll make some shit up, and if you write it down, I guarantee you it'll work for you. And I'll make it up on the spot, and it'll be really good, and you'll think I've said it every day of my life. But it's because we're in the zone. Me and Cooley are like in the zone in this kind of a conversation so much. And I want to say something real quick because I think people watch this, and there's so much stuff in here that if they did, it would just have a huge impact. And even like Mauricio's question, I appreciate him asking the question. But dude, like guys, we're all here because we've 100% believe in co-founders and all this kind of stuff. And so you don't need to be pessimistic. You don't need to like question everything. If you truly are coachable and you trust the people who you've put in that leadership position, like the winners, like the people who win at the highest level, just read all of this stuff. They see this listed out and they go, I'm just going to get this shit to work. And I'm going to prove it to Michelle and Cooley that it's going to work so good for me, and watch what happens for those people. But the people are like, oh, well, this may not be that good, and I may try this out for a little bit, or maybe I'll do this when I feel like it, or I don't know if it's going to be as impactful for me as it is for somebody else. You're absolutely right every single time. It's blind faith, and if people actually practice more blind faith in their leadership, and they were more coachable, and they did 80, 90, 100% of what the coaches are talking about, every person on here would be 100 deal plus year producers. I guarantee it. It's because you're only doing 5%, 10%, 15% is why you only sell 5, 10, 15, 25 homes a year.
Yeah. And that, Chris, that's such a powerful thing that you just said, because a lot of us end up letting ourselves down because we're relying on our production brain to make the decision when we're not producing where we want to be. You know what I mean? And so if you're doing 15 deals a year or 20 deals a year and you want to do 60, and you rely on your 20 deal a year brain to make an executive decision on how to get to 60 deals, you're not going to win, right? I was talking to this agent the other day, and I was telling him, hey, you got to reach out to, like, it's springtime, right? All of your past clients need to be rolled on today, right? And I'm like, make 10 calls to your past clients every single day, right? And she's like, well, it's not working, right? I did 5 today and it's just not working. I'm like, that's crazy. Do it again today. Give me your 10, right? At the end of the day, she gave me her 10 and she's like, I got nothing. And as she was typing out the I got nothing, she got a message from one of the past clients that she called going, I'm ready to list. I want to do something, right? And so regardless of whether something's working or not in your brain, it's like, you've got to see it through, right? And you can't rely on yourself to make that executive decision. If an agent who did 1,000 deals a year told you how to get from 20 to 30, right? And you're not listening to them, you're absolutely crazy. If you say shit that like, this isn't working, I'm not going to do this, and you're not where you want to be, man, you're selling yourself short. So all of us have got to take that John Tsai mentality where he goes, just cover your eyes and say, yes, coach, and watch what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I promise you, there's not one thing. Michelle and I do a lot of filtering, right? Which is, hey, we're never going to tell our agents to do shit that we wouldn't do or that we haven't done at a high level for a really long time, right? So it's not like we're just seeing things and going, hey, try this, try that, right? It's, man, we're creating producers every single day. We've got a really good pulse on the marketplace, and we've got a beta test on everything. And we would never ask you guys to do something that wouldn't have a dramatic impact on your business, right? But you're the horse and you have to decide to run. You know what I mean? It's your race and you're going to run it or you're going to stay in the gate. Michelle?
Yeah, that's, I know we're over time here, you guys. I hope this was super valuable to everybody. Like, who got something out of this? Give us a shout. You gotta unmute your mics.
Let's go.
I did. This was amazing.
We talk about this all the time. Like,
Really
this was a very like tactical implementation type of a masterclass, right? And we're giving it all to you guys. So you've got to actually go segment time in your business to work on your business and go take what we handed to you and go put it in place now. Okay. You guys got all of us to lean on. You got all of us to talk to. This recording is going to go live into the Facebook group. If anyone needs anything outside of this, you guys know how to reach me. If anyone needs the recording link or things like that, but you guys will see it posted into co-founders and pro agent. With that said, gangster masterclasses, not only these next 2 weeks, what we just did today on the other processes are also coming over through the next month. So make sure you guys just have Tuesday blocked out indefinitely, because that's how valuable this is. So
And if you guys need a VA for $3-4 an hour, let us know. But if you're not doing at least 20 transactions a year, don't call me asking for a VA because you don't need it, right? You need to dial in this process for at least 6 months, right? And then we could talk about getting a VA. So for all of you guys who are at a certain production threshold, right? You got to be thinking, I got time to do this, right? And then if you start getting above 20 transactions, let's talk about outsourcing it, right? And getting to the next level. But with that being said, guys, unmute your microphones. Thank you, Michelle Wilson. Let's give her a big
Thank
round
you,
of
Michelle
applause.
Wilson.
Let's go.
Michelle.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank
you,
Michelle.
Conversion King
The
tomorrow.
goat.
Let's
The
go.
goat.
Gotta play that song.
I got a song for y'all guys.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Y'all don't want to hear my